Hello and welcome to Matchday 8 of the Premier League. My name is Gary Nicker and these are the games we are featuring here today. Starting first in the North London, where we have Spurs hosting the Premier League strugglers from East London, West Ham, and they are going up the north of Manchester as the red side of Manchester. Manchester United will play Chelsea. And can Man United win their third straight win after their poor form at the start of the season? And also, the game highlights of the other 8 matches also will be starring here today in the Premier League for Matchday 8. And now let's get to the action here today in the first match here featuring, as we'll have Spurs take on West Ham. Let's get to the action. And let's get straight into the action right here, right now, here live at the North London derby here at White Hart Lane, as we have it, Spurs taking on West Ham United, and it's the Irons travel from East London all the way up to North London to take on Tottenham Hotspur in this matchup. But West Ham have got their new manager after the sacking of David Moyes. He was sacked a couple of weeks ago. It was replaced by Rafa Benitez to take over his job as manager for West Ham United. So did lose his first game in charge last week against Newcastle by 2-1. And they are struggling in 19th place in the Premier League. But now they've got to play Tottenham today. But also Spurs have got a very good player. Aspas has been scoring loads of goals recently. He actually scored 8 goals last week when they beat Watford by 8-1 at Vicarage Road. And hopefully they can keep this momentum alive here today, carrying on after that for Matchday 8. They've got the same lineup from last week compared to when they played against Watford last week. The same team, Kulusevski playing, Højbjerg, Son Heung-min, and also Aspas as well. And that's the team there for Tottenham Hotspur. And obviously Mourinho's side have been very good last week against Watford, like I said just now. And they can carry on this momentum here today when they take on here West Ham United here at the White Hart Lane. So the Irons lineup, we've got Fabianski in goal. We've got Kalfau, we've got Dawson, we've got Cresswell and Ogbonna. We have Ishocek and Gerald Bowen. We've got Lanzini, we've got Itanio and also Arnautovic. The 2 strikers up front for West Ham United. And that's a very good team right there that the Hammers have got in place for today's matchup. And team spirit right there, West Ham is showing here today, the Irons. Can they even get a result here today against Spurs here at White Hart Lane? To find out if that's going to be the case. And Tottenham are ready. And West Ham also ready. Let's get to the action. And the match kicks off and West Ham kick off the game. The away side kick off here at White Hart Lane. And here we go. And let's get this contest underway now. Marko Arnautovic now, the ball here. Good defending there from Eric Dyer. And now is Davis. And now Davis now and Dyer now the ball. Now Højbjerg. Now to Fekir. Now Fekir now to Aspas. They're through. Spurs are through. And there's a goal for Tottenham in the early stage of the matchup. And Igor Aspas scores. He's been scoring loads of goals, of course, so far this season. And we are 8 games in. And he cannot stop scoring goals. And that was a very good goal there for Tottenham Hotspur. A nice counter-attack. And also Fabianski right there was beaten, unfortunately so. And Igor Aspas strikes it home and puts Spurs in the lead here by 1-0 in the matchup. That's very good there for Tottenham. Even Mourinho will be very happy about this. And West Ham have been absolutely toasted so far in the early stage of the match. They are the strugglers this season so far. They've got a new manager in. And he did lose to Newcastle last week. Might do the exact same thing this week with Spurs perhaps. So they could even lose here today. Now it's Kulusevski now. The ball here for Tottenham. And now here's Fekir. Now Fekir the ball here now. Now Fekir. Good defender there now. West Ham on the ball now. Højbjerg wins it now to Lanzini now. Now to Mikel Artanio. Now Mikel Artanio of the ball here. And now pass it there to Gerald Bowen. And now Arnautovic. Could be a chance here. And a save there from Anthony Lopez there to reach that. And he kicked that one out. Now Kulusevski. And now is Fekir. Now to Aspas. Now to Fekir now. Could be a chance here for Spurs to go 2-0 in front here. Fekir's through. Saved there from Fabianski to keep that one out. And now it's going to be a corner kick now for Tottenham. And now Son Heung-min cross into the box. And then a save there from Lucas Fabianski. Now boot away there from him. And now, okay, that's going to be now a free kick here for Tottenham. And now it's to Romero. Romeo now, the ball here to Aspas. He's through, looking for a second, and the save there again for Fabianski to stop him from scoring. Now a corner kick here. Now cross into the box. Now a save there from Fabianski right there. Now boot away there from Lucas Fabianski. Now here's a chance in the Lanzini. Now Højbjerg. Now there's Fabianski right there with the ball, and he boots it away. Now Romeo. Now Bowen. Now Otario. Lanzini. Otario. Now's a chance in maybe. Okay, save there from Tottenham. Throw away there. Now it's to Royal. Now it's Kulusevski. Now Fekir. Now Souček. Otario. Otario here, the ball here for West Ham. Now Kufal. Now that's going to be now a goal kick. A boot away right there, nicely there. Now to header away there for West Ham. Now Souček. Now Otario. Arnautovic. Now Otario. He lobs him, and a goal! And Spurs have conceded, and it's now West Ham on level. And Mikel Otario lobs the goalkeeper, and the Hammers have got a bit of belief inside of them. They've scored here at White Hart Lane and lobbed the goalkeeper right there. And that's a good goal right there. Also for him and also for Benitez's team to get themselves in level terms. If they can get something out of the result here today, West Ham, that'd be massive for them, it would be. Against Tottenham, a team who are very impressive so far this season. Against a team who's not so impressive so far this season. Now Bowen now, could be 2 for West Ham. Oh my God, West Ham could have made it 2 right there against Tottenham. But it was wide. Now Davis. Now is Sigurdsson. Now to Son Heung-min. Now won the ball back. Now Bowen. And now it's Otario. Now Dyer. Now Romeo. Now it's to Royal. Now Royal now the ball here. On the attack here for Tottenham here. And now Royal now. He finds there. Is it going to be a chance here for Royal? Is it going to be? Save right there from Fabianski. Now corner kick here. Now is Son Heung-min. Crossing into the box. And now trying to head away right there. That's going to be now it's going to be a free kick. It's going to be for West Ham. It was offside actually, in fact. So West Ham have got themselves a free kick. And the Polish goalkeeper here, Fabianski, will take it for West Ham. Now West Ham now, Fabianski now boots it away. Now header away there nicely there to Højbjerg. Now Dyer. Now Fekir. Now to Aspas. Looking for a second here. Could be a goal for Aspas, and a save right there from Lucas Fabianski. Now Spurs are pressing on here in this match. Now cross into the box. Header once again there. Now West Ham now on the ball back. Now Lanzini now to Otario. Now to Kufal. Now to Lanzini. Now to Kufal again. Now to Otario on the attack here. Nice press there for West Ham there. And now press on to Kufal. And now Kufal now. And now on the ball back away now. Here's Højbjerg now. And that's going to be that. Half time. The whistle's blown. And it was West Ham United are in level terms. I cannot believe West Ham are really holding on from Spurs trying to get some goals against them. Because West Ham scored by a goal from Otario to get back in the game. But the game is at half time. Spurs 1. West Ham United 1. And now we are back here for the second half here at White Hart Lane. And it is West Ham 1, Spurs 1. And obviously West Ham are holding on to this game, of course. They want to try and win here today because they're in struggling form at the moment. They've got a new manager, Rafa Benitez. And he did lose that last match last week against Newcastle. They want to try and get something out of Tottenham here today if they can hope to do that. So, and now is Son Heung-min now, pass the ball short there to Ben Davis now. Now to Kulusevski there for Tottenham. He's offside it looks like, but I think he's not. The referee's put his flag down and it's no offside. I thought it was offside actually, but now Kufal. Now to Lanzini now for West Ham. Now Mikel Otario. And now is Son Heung-min with the ball back in. Now Son on the attack here. Nice press there from Son. Now Son Heung-min now to Fekir. Now Fekir now to Aspas. Could be a chance maybe. Good defending there from West Ham United right there. Now Kufau wins it. Nice attack here for Kufau. And now Kufau now pressing on here now. Spurs win the ball back here now. Now Song. Now Fekir. Now Aspas. Now Aspas now to Song here. Now Song in the box here. Could be a chance of save there from Fabianski. And the referee puts a yellow card there to Song Heung-min. And he's been booked, he has. And now it's going to be a corner for Tottenham. And now Spurs now into the box here. Header maybe. Clears away. Very nice. Now Antonio. Now Fornals. Now Fornals. Fornals. Oh, okay. Good defending. And now is Kulusevski. Now is Bowen. Now is Fornals. Now Fornals. Okay, that's a good defending there from Tottenham there. Nice. Now is Sigurdsson wins the ball here for Spurs. Now Fekir. Now Sigurdsson. Now lost the ball back to Souček now for West Ham. And now is Sigurdsson. Now Fekir. Now Fekir now won the ball. Now Kulusevski. Now West Ham won the ball back here. Now back to Bowen here. Now Jarrell Bowen. Now nice ball to Fornals. Now Fornals maybe. So there's a chance for Arnautovic. Oh, shot but saved. Corner. Now Bowen now crossing into the box here. Could be in a save there for Anthony Lopez. Now boot away right there. Cornet came on for West Ham. Now West Ham now on the ball back here again here. Now it's Antonio now. He's going to cross into the box. Here's a chance now. Arnautovic with his header. Oh, that could have been corner. And now West Ham might be another chance here. A punch away right there from Lopez. And now Song trying to hit the ball away. And that's going to be now a free kick for West Ham. They're in a dangerous... West Ham have been pressing on here in this match. And Arnautovic won a free kick here for West Ham. And now Arnautovic. And that free kick was very poor. It went to the hands easily there to Lopez. Now boots the ball away. Now West Ham now. And now is Bowen. Now Bowen now to Arnautovic. Arnautovic. Oh, that could have been it. That could have been the goal. That could have been to make it 2-1. West Ham are pressing this match. I've got to say, good start. Well done for West Ham so far. They've been really pressed on Spurs' defence. They were actually 1-0 down and it could be 2-1. It could be. And now Ben Rama. Oh, save right there for Lopez. And now it's a corner kick again here. Now Cresswell. Crossing into the box here. Header away there from Sigurdsson. And now here's Cresswell now for West Ham. Cross into the box. Arnautovic is on. Oh, what a goal! West Ham are in front here at White Hart Lane. They were losing 1-0. They were to Tottenham in the 3rd minute of the matchup. And then West Ham from 1-0 down to 2-1 to West Ham. That is massive. Can they hold on for 10 minutes to get themselves their 2nd victory of the season and the first result under their new manager Rafa Benitez? It would be huge if it happens. What a header from Arnautovic right there. He really went up for that and he did well and it did pay off. And that ball went into the back of the net and Spurs are trailing now by 2-1 and not so good there for Jose Mourinho's side for Spurs as West Ham are in the lead. And now here's Song. They've got to get back in the game here. Tottenham, they are losing this matchup at the moment. Now Antonio now. And now throwing right now for West Ham now. Here's a throw now to Ben Rama. And now here's Bissouma. Now Bissouma. Now Song. And now that's going to be now a free kick. It's going to be, it looks like, for West Ham. And now short one there to Dawson. Now Ben Rama. And now Aspas. Aspas is through. He lobs the keeper over and he scores. And Tottenham are now in level terms. And their 2-1 lead wasn't long enough, unfortunately. So they were 2-1 up for like 5 minutes. And now Spurs have got themselves back in level terms in the matchup. I thought West Ham might get the result here, they might do. But Tottenham, however, have got themselves some survival and some hope. They might get a point out of this rather than no points at home this matchup here today. And not so good there for Benitez to get his first win here at his first Premier League game as manager. And that wasn't the case. Now Fornals now the ball. Nice attack there for Fornals here for West Ham. And now Sigurdsson wins the ball back here. Now is Song Heung-min. Now to Fekir. We've got 4 minutes left to stop his time left. 4 more minutes to go here. Now it's Højbjerg. Now to Song. Could be 3-2 here, Tottenham maybe. And now Song. Cross into... Okay, now Crespo wins it now. Ben Rama now. Now Saeed Ben Rama. And that's all over. And it is here at White Hart Lane Stadium as Tottenham Hotspur got a point out of West Ham. I think West Ham should be proud of themselves a little bit to come over to Tottenham, a very tough ground to go to, and get something out of Spurs here today is massive for West Ham United though. It's a fair play to them despite them not getting a win here today, as the game ended here at Tottenham Stadium as it was Tottenham Hotspur 2, West Ham United 2, and what a contest we had between the two teams here at White Hart Lane, North London. A great game for West Ham United to go away from home under their new manager Rafa Benitez and got a point out of their rivals Tottenham from North London. They could have got a result here today and they could have won by a goal from Arnautovic, but it wasn't the case, as it was actually Aspas who lobbed the goalkeeper over to save themselves from losing, as the game ended here today by 2-2 between the two teams. Now let's go now to Manchester. As the defending champions of the Premier League, Manchester United will play Chelsea, and let's get to the matchup. One of the biggest games for Manchester United this season, as Man United will take on Chelsea. Man United have been in a very poor form at the start of the Premier League campaign, but they actually picked up 2 straight wins in their last 2 matches. They've beaten AFC Richmond at home and their first home win of the season. And then they beat Portsmouth 3-1 in their last game last week. And they want to try and keep the momentum alive after that poor form they've had at the start of the season, losing 4 consecutive games straight. And they're even now picking up results now, finally, Man United. And hopefully today, when they play Chelsea, they could do the exact same thing like they did to Richmond and to Portsmouth and get back in winning terms and get themselves climbing back up the table in the Premier League. Anyways, we have in goal Navas, we got Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Harry Maguire, Smalling, Luke Shaw, Isco, McTominay, Fernandes. We have Jadon Sancho as well, number 7, Harry Kane and Marcus Rashford the front 2 for Man United today as well. And this is big for Manchester United, of course, in this game between the two teams. And we know that United will really want to be at it here today. A big match for them against Chelsea. They want to try and get back in winning terms. And they did that against Portsmouth and Richmond, hopefully today against Chelsea. But Chelsea have got Mendy in goal. They've got Reece James, Luqueta, we've got Zuma and Cucurella, Luis Alberto, Declan Rice, Jorginho, Mason Mount and Mertens, and also Tammy Abraham. And we know that Chelsea, of course, under Thomas Tuchel, done a very good job he's done since he arrived here during pre-season when he left Inter Taloga last season to join Chelsea. And he's done incredibly well to transform them, because obviously Ralph Rangnick was the manager last year. He got the sack because they came 7th in the Premier League they did, and they have to got to play in the Conference League because of it. But under the new manager of Tuchel, however, things are really picking up in place. They're doing so well this season, Chelsea, so far. And here we go, and let's get this contest underway right now as it's Man United kick-off here at Old Trafford. Now Wan-Bissaka now the ball here on the high press here for Man U, and now Harry Kane, and now Kane now on the attack here now, and now okay, won the ball back there for a throw now for Man U. Now to Wan-Bissaka, now to Harry Kane. Now Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka now on the cutting through here. Wan-Bissaka could go all the way, and Cucurella took the ball away from him, he did. And now it's McTominay wins the ball back. Now Sancho. Now Fernandes. Oh, at the post. That could have been it. That could have been a goal right there quickly, but it hit the post. Fernandes strikes it, hit the post, and it wasn't to be. Now Cucurella. Now to Mason Mount. Now to Declan Rice. Now Tammy Abraham. Now to Mount. Now to Abraham. Abraham's through. He could be a goal with Chelsea, and a save there for Keylor Navas. And now Chelsea, could be. Now went to the hands, right in the hands of Navas. Now throws it away now to Rashford. And now that's going to be now a free kick here for Chelsea. Now Mason Mount will take it. Pass it short there to Rashford. Now to Declan Rice. Now Jorginho. Now to Mertens. Save there. One-handed there for Keylor Navas. And now it's going to be now a corner kick. It's going to be here for Chelsea. And let's see what comes up on top for them in this match. Chelsea are doing quite well at the moment. They've been pressed on here on Man U's defence in the Stratford end. Could be a chance for Chelsea in a save there for Keylor Navas again for Man U. Now Bruno Fernandes now for Man United now. Now to Rashford. Now Chelsea won the ball back here. Now to Luis Alberto. Now Jorginho. Now it's Reece James. Now to Mertens now for Chelsea. Abraham could be through, it could be. And now Smalling, get the ball away, he does. Now to Isco. Now Isco now to Jadon Sancho. Now Sancho on the attack here for Man U. Could be a chance now. Rashford maybe, and oh god, kicked it very hard out there to Mendy, but he did actually clear it away. But now here's Tammy Abraham. Now to Luis Alberto. Now for Chelsea here. Now to Tammy Abraham now on the attack here for Chelsea. Now to Mason Mount. Alberto. Mertens is through, and a goal for Chelsea. And they're in front here at Old Trafford in the Theatre of Dreams. They're not having a very good season so far. Man United, the defending champions of the Premier League under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, as his pressure as a manager could come to under a threat. It's been rumours and speculation he could be getting the sack, but the victories to AFC Richmond and also to Portsmouth really kept him alive in the job as Man United manager. If he lost those 2 games, then maybe he wouldn't be here standing watching the match between Man U and Chelsea today's game. But yeah, Mertens equalises and it's now 1-0 to Chelsea. Disappointing so far for Man United in the start of the game, and now Man U now kick off here. After that goal was conceded there for Man U, now is Wan-Bissaka. Now Wan-Bissaka here for Man U. Oh, that was a crappy pass there for him. Now to Declan Rice. Now here's Mason Mount on the attack here now for Chelsea. Could be a chance maybe, and now Chris Smalling kicks the ball away. He does. He'll get it away here. Chelsea might get it for a second goal maybe. And then Navas right there, but it was offside. The referee put his flag up for offside. So it'll be a free kick for Man U anyways. Now to Smalling. Now Smalling now, the ball here passed to McTominay. Now McTominay now to Isco. Now Isco, the ball here. On the attack here, he tried to. Now Chelsea stopped him. Now here's to Kurt Zouma. Now here's Jorginho. Now to Dries Mertens. Now to Jorginho. Now Jorginho to Mertens. On the attack here for Chelsea. And now Smalling, okay, won the ball back there, very nice. But then Reece James, now to Abraham, Tammy Abraham, and now Wan-Bissaka won the ball back here for Man U. Now to Isco, and now that's going to be a throw-in right there for Man U now to here to Harry Kane. Now to Isco. Now Eslalaqueta now for Chelsea. Now Reece James. Luis Alberto, now Mertens, now Rice, now Tammy Abraham, now Rice, now Maguire, now Isco, on the attack here now to Harry Kane, now Alberto now to Rice, and now it looks like a chance here now for Chelsea here, and now Smalling wins the ball back here for Man U, now Wan-Bissaka. Aaron Wan-Bissaka now on the attack here for Man U. Might look for a goal before half time here. Now Wan-Bissaka could be a chance here for a goal. And what the hell was that shot? That shot went wide. Completely wide. And now Chelsea won the ball back here obviously so. Now is Eslalaqueta now. Eslalaqueta now. Okay, that's half time. And the whistle blows for half time. And Man United are trailing here at the Theatre of Dreams. The Blues are in the lead. Travelled all the way down up to Manchester. And they are leading the game as Mertens got himself on the score sheet as it's Manchester United 0, Chelsea 1 at the break here at Old Trafford. And let's go now to the second half here between Man U and Chelsea. And Chelsea kick off the second half and they start kicking off first. Now Mertens back to Reece James. Now Jorginho now for Chelsea. Now Fernandes wins the ball back here for Man U. Now Rashford now. And now to Sancho, now to Harry Kane, and now Bruno Fernandes might look for a goal to get back in the match-up. The save there from Mendy. Yeah, Mendy there saved it. And now a header away there for Chelsea right now. Man United on the attack, they're very sharp here. I think Solskjaer's really give the bollocking to the players at half-time and wonder why they're looking sharp here so far against Chelsea. They're looking for a goal here, they're looking for. A chance maybe, and a save there from Mendy right there. And now throws it away. Now Chelsea with the ball back now. Now to Mertens. Now, okay, now back, here's Bruno Fernandes now to Luke Shaw now. Now Shaw on the penalty box here. The Hurricanes fouled by Reece James and the referee points to the spot and there's a penalty. It's the second time that Reece James have actually given away a penalty for Chelsea this season. He did that to Celtic, of course, in their last matchup last week. And he's doing the exact same mistake he's had this week and giving away another penalty here at Old Trafford. And now we've got here Harry Kane taking the penalty here for Man United here. And now can Man U get back in the matchup to go level terms? A shot, a save there from Mendy. Mendy just saved Harry Kane's shot from going to the back of the net. And Chelsea are still in the lead right here. And Man United really, I think they believe they're going to get a goal here somehow. But I don't know when it's going to be. Now here's Isco now to Sancho. Sancho save. Back again, rebounded. The ball's rolled into the goal and it is. And Manchester United have finally got themselves the ball over the line. And it is a goal for Manchester United as Jadon Sancho equalises. And it was here, had a shot, rebounded back to him, had a shot again, went to the legs of Mendy. The ball rolled over the line and got themselves in level terms as it is now. Chelsea are actually now level 1-1 against Manchester United. Not very good whatsoever. But there you go, that's Jadon Sancho for you right there. And now here's Tammy Abraham. Now here's Jorginho. On the attack here now for Chelsea. Now Jorginho. Now Wan-Bissaka. Isco. Now is Rice. Mertens. Now Shaw won the ball back here now. Here's to Harry Kane. And now is Luis Alberto now to Mertens. Now Smalling. Now Fernandes now to Isco. Now Isco now to Rashford. And now Rashford to Sancho. Now Fernandes here. Now Reece James, okay. That's going to be a free kick here. Yeah, free kick's going to be given. The substitute's being made here. Marcus Rashford's going to be coming off. And Anthony Martial will be coming on for Man United in this matchup. Solskjaer's changed right there. Free kick for Man U here. It's a foul from the Chelsea players. Now Martial passes it short to Harry Kane. Now, lost the ball now back to Chelsea now here. Now it's Mertens now on the attack here now. Dries Mertens in the Belgium now on the attack here for Chelsea. Could be a nice chance here for Chelsea maybe. Now Mertens all the way. Could be a chance here. Could be a goal. It could be a save. Back a rebound maybe. And Tammy Abraham wins the ball back for Chelsea. Abraham. A goal for Tammy Abraham. And Chelsea are now in front. Back in front here at Old Trafford. And Manchester United look so disappointed in themselves. They've conceded another goal here at Old Trafford. They're in a very poor form this season. They might have beaten Portsmouth and Richmond in their last two games, but they are in the bottom half of the table. And the manager's under pressure. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I don't know what's after this. Is going to be alive after this match. I don't know if he will survive after this matchup if it stays like this. And now Chelsea are now 2-1 up to the good here. And that's very disappointing there for Man U now. Now Matomali. And now now Declan Rice. Now Harry Kane. Now to Isco. Now Isco now on to Jadon Sancho now. On the attack. Sancho cross into the box here. Now Mendy saves it. There's a bit of a foul there, but Mendy there survives it and now gets on with it there. Now it's Mertens. That's going to be a free kick for Man United though. Free kick for Manchester United. And now Fornal's going to be coming on, and Cesar Lequeta will be coming off for Chelsea. I think Thomas Tuchel's done an incredible job, I've got to say, since he arrived here this season. He's beaten Man City at the Etihad in the first game of the season, and even beaten Manchester United at Old Trafford, the other Manchester team, this season as well. So he's done quite well on being the strong team so far. The only loss they only had this season was against Liverpool away. But ever since, all the other games have been win, and Chelsea have been very consistent. They've been so far this season so far. And now Isco now comes off, and Dan James will come on for Manchester United. We only got another 5 minutes to go left, or stoppage time left. Another 5 minutes to go. Now throw into the box here now. Now to Reece James. Now to Luis Alberto. Now to Declan Rice. Now Rice to Mertens. Now to Mertens to Luis Alberto. Now Alberto now to Jorginho. Now Jorginho now on the attack here. Luis Alberto. Oh, good defender from Manchester United right there. Good defender from now Declan Rice now. Now Rice on the attack here for Chelsea here. Could be. Okay, now Smalling now with the ball. Now to Fernandes. And now to Shaw. Now Smalling. Now Fernandes. Now pass it now to Harry Kane. Now Reece James. Now Kane. Oh, now to Anthony Martial. Now Chelsea won the ball back here. Now Reece James. Now Kane. Now Martial. Now Kane. Oh, now Dan James now too. Oh, could be a chance maybe. What was that? What was that? Now Mendy. That's all over. The whistle has blown for full time here at Old Trafford. And Manchester United have been so disappointingly poor today. And Thomas Tuchel gets 3 points over Manchester United here away from home. Another victory, a big victory for Chelsea. And to keep themselves at the top of the table of the Premier League. While Man U, however, they're in struggling form at the moment. And I don't know what the future could be hold for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as manager for Manchester United. But the game ends here at Old Trafford as Manchester United 1, Chelsea 2 at the end of the game. The full-time whistle's officially blown here at Old Trafford. Manchester United, of course, did lose by 2-1 to Chelsea. There's lots of pressure on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He might have picked up some back-to-back wins against AFC Richmond and Portsmouth, but the momentum now has got back and crashed again as they lost to Chelsea here by 2-1. And that is massive for his future in charge for Man United. He might have won the Premier League 2 consecutive seasons, but their expectations is not to be in 12th, 11th position in the Premier League. Their expectation is to be in the top 6 and competing at the top of the table. But unfortunately, at the end of Matchday 8, they're still in the bottom half of the table. And now, let's get now into the game highlights for all the other Premier League matches throughout Matchday 8. In the 25th minute of the matchup, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain was fouled by Johnny Evans. And the referee gave a yellow card there to Johnny Evans, a booking, to foul Oxlade-Chamberlain like that. And then, however, it was actually Leicester there with the ball there to Jamie Vardy. Passed it to James Maddison. Had a shot, but went wide to the crowd. And Che Adams for Southampton had the ball and had a shot, but saved there from Cassius Michael to keep that one out. Another chance for Southampton from Che Adams again, had a shot once more and saved and stopped there by Cassius Michael. And a corner came in there from Kyle Walker-Peters, and then there was a header there from Vestergaard, the former Leicester City defender, but that went wide for a goal kick. Phil Jones lost control of the ball and almost scored a wonderful own goal, but goalkeeper Alex McCarthy cleared that out as the ball didn't cross the line, as it's no goal by goal line technology. Very lucky there for Southampton. A cross came in from Leicester City from Harvey Barnes, and then Ndidi had a chance. It was actually a penalty, as it was Alex McCarthy who failed Soyuncu, and referee pointed to the spot for a penalty for Leicester in the last 9 seconds of the game here at the King Power Stadium. And Southampton's biggest regret there, as Soyuncu was fouled there by Alex McCarthy, and the referee points to the spot for a penalty. And James Maddison takes the penalty for Leicester City in the last minute of the game to hope that Leicester can get that win in that last minute. And he did, as James Maddison shot into the bottom right corner of the goal to score to make Leicester City go 1-0 up in the last minute of the match. And the match ends at the King Power Stadium. In the last minute of the game, Leicester got themselves the 3 points. It could have been 0-0, it could have been, and it could have been a draw, but James Maddison saved them from dropping points and got themselves 3 points instead. And a great goal for him, and Leicester City move on up the table of that victory. And the full-time score at the King Power Stadium here at Matchday 8, as it was Leicester City 1, Southampton 0. It was a good start for Liverpool in the match as Pablo Diabala gave the ball to Thiago, and then Thiago there gave it to Randy Robertson, one of the fullbacks. He scored one of his first ever goals of the season as a fullback for Liverpool, as the British man from the north of Britain equalises for Liverpool to make it 1-0 to the Reds. And Liverpool carried on this counter-attack as Pablo Diabala equalised to make it 2-0 against Watford, and Bouchman was actually beaten again there, as it was a great goal there for Pablo Diabala, and the Reds go 2-0 up in front here at Vicarage Road. But then, however, the chance almost went there for Watford to score, and they did, as Adayo Ighalo made it 1 goal back for Watford, and it was a good goal from him, as a shot was from Ighalo to the save of Alisson, and then there was actually an assist there from Joshua King to assist Ighalo, and got 1 goal back in the game, as Watford are trying to get back in the match against Liverpool. And Liverpool extended their lead to make it 2 again, as Roberto Firmino scores to put Liverpool 3-1 up against Watford in the matchup, and Bouchman wasn't stopped unfortunately there, and Roberto Firmino strikes it in that bottom right corner of the goal, and that puts Liverpool up in 3-1 up in the match here at Vicarage Road. Great goal there for him, the Brazilian. And it was actually a nice cross there from Watford, however, and it was Capoue headed it into the back of the net to get themselves back in the game to make it 3-2, and maybe, just maybe, Watford might get a comeback against Liverpool here at Vicarage Road here in Hertfordshire. And Darwin Núñez for Liverpool made it 4-2 at Vicarage Road, and Liverpool extended the lead to 2 goals extra compared to Watford, and it was a great goal from him, and Bouchman wasn't stopped there unfortunately, and Darwin Núñez makes it 4-2 to Liverpool the Reds. And then Diego Jota, the striker who came as a substitute for Liverpool, scored to make it 5-2 to the Reds. And there's no hope now for Watford, as they're now 5-2 up in the match. Very disappointed for Watford, in fact. Lost to Spurs 8-1 last week, lost to Liverpool here today 5-2, and things are getting bad to worse for Watford as they're dropping down the table. But as for Liverpool, in fact, a huge win for them, and they are really competing at the top of the table with Chelsea, Man City and Arsenal. But the match ends here today as it's Watford 2, Liverpool 5. In the 11th minute of the matchup, it was actually a goal there from Ollie Watkins to make it 1-0 to Aston Villa, and it was actually very disappointing for Newcastle to let an early goal from Aston Villa right there, as Nick Pope was beaten there by Ollie Watkins from a rebound, and it was a great goal for him as Villa are 1-0 up to the good here. There's a nice cross there from Jack Grealish, and it was another header again as Leon Bailey puts it into the back of the net to put Aston Villa 2-0 up in front, and 2 goals extended, and that was a great goal for him in the matchup, as Newcastle at St James's Park are getting floored here by Aston Villa, and not a very good start for them in the matchup for the Geordies. And then, however, Aston Villa in the second half, it was actually a 1v1 there from Ollie Watkins to put Villa 3-0 up in front in the match, as Newcastle looked very distraught and destroyed there, as Nick Pope couldn't do nothing about it, and the defence for Newcastle really let themselves down, and now it's 3-0 to Villa. And then, however, Newcastle got themselves back in the game as Joe Willock strikes it from outside of the box to the top corner of the goal, and that put themselves back in the game. But they are still trailing, of course, by 1 goal. They have to score 2 to come back in the matchup if they can do that in the next 20 minutes' time. And a corner came in there from Aston Villa, and it was actually a handball there from Paul Dummett, and the referee pointed to the spot for a penalty, and it was a ball deflected off his hand, and the referee saw that, and they gave a penalty there for Aston Villa. And it was actually Leon Bailey scored his second goal of the matchup to put Aston Villa 4-1 up in the matchup here. And that's very not good there for Newcastle to see another goal in the game. And the team who are 6th in the Premier League, Aston Villa, are doing so well they are under Dean Smith. And they're really competing with Spurs and also with the likes of Liverpool's and the Man City's at the top of the table. And then Newcastle, however, from Callum Wilson, got himself a goal back. Another consolation goal for Newcastle. Wasn't enough though, but at least they've got something though in the match, as Newcastle scored one goal back again from Callum Wilson to make it 4-2 to Aston Villa. The match ended here today at St James's Park, as it was 2 goals from Leon Bailey and 2 goals from Ollie Watkins, and now they've got themselves in a very good position in those European places at the start of the season, as Aston Villa came to St James's Park and defeated them, as it ends here Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 4. It was actually their Arsenal got themselves in front of the matchup, as it was Wilfried Zaha 1v1 to Jose Sarr to put the Gunners through, and there's a goal there in the early stage of the matchup here in the Midlands, as it was actually Arsenal made it 1-0 in the match. And Arsenal carried on from a sweaty goal there as Jesus tapped it in to make it 2-0 to Arsenal, as they're actually destroying Wolves so far in the last half an hour at Molineux. And a great touch there from Gabriel Jesus to put themselves 2-0 up in front here at Molineux. And however, their Gabriel Jesus there gave the ball there to Martinelli to sweaty it to make it 3-0 before half time. And obviously Martinelli, the Brazilian, a bit of partnership between Gabriel Jesus and Martinelli, the 2 Brazilians. And it was Martinelli, the young 21-year-old, scores to put Arsenal in 3-0 in the match, as Wolves are really hopeless now. Good news to bad news for Gabriel Martinelli before half-time, as he pulled an injury, he did, as he was very hurt, he was in the challenge, and he was taken off, and he'd probably be out for a few months after that injury he suffered. And Gabriel Jesus scored another goal to make it 4-0 in the matchup, as the Brazilian puts in the bottom corner of the goal, and Arsenal made it 4-0 in the second half. And 2 goals from Gabriel Jesus, and 4 goals in front for Arsenal, and Wolves look so bad and very vulnerable now after the 4 goals were scored by the team who are top of the Premier League, Arsenal. And however, Arsenal weren't giving up even more, they wanted to try and bully them, and they did that. It was actually a handball it was there from the Wolves defender. By an accident, the ball ricocheted his hand, and the referee pointed to the spot for a penalty there, as it was Al Nouri giving away a penalty to Arsenal. And then Bukayo Saka puts it into the top right corner of the goal to put Arsenal 5 goals in front in the 65th minute of the matchup. And Wolves look very, very disappointed after that, as Arsenal really dominating this matchup, and they have to be if they are top of the Premier League. They did the exact same thing to Brentford last week when I beating them 8-1, and now they're beating Wolves here by 5 goals to 0 at Molineux. But however there, it was actually Wolves got themselves back in the game by a consolation goal from Adama Traore to get themselves 1 goal back in the matchup. It wasn't enough though, in fact, but however, at least they've got 1 goal back. A bit of pride though Wolves has showed there from a goal from the muscle man himself, Adama Traore, and he puts it into the top right corner of the goal. Beat Ramsdale, and he scores, but that was a consolation goal only so. But however, Arsenal in fact got themselves to 3 points and won the matchup here today, as they done very, very well to score 5 goals in the matchup to put themselves to win the match by 5 goals to 1. And there's no hope now there for Wolverhampton Wanderers, but for Arsenal in fact, that's a huge win, and Jesus deserves to score 2 goals as he dominated the matchup, and so is Saka, and also as well Martinelli was injured unfortunately so, and also Zaha. But the game ended here to that Molineux, as it was Wolves 1, Arsenal 5. A very good start to Pompey in fact, as Trossard gave the ball there to Emmanuel Dennis to put Portsmouth in front in the matchup, as Pompey win the lead here at Leeds by 1 goal to 0 at Ellen Road. And a nice goal there, as it was Trossard who sweated it to Emmanuel Dennis to put Portsmouth in front in the matchup, the strugglers, a team who are looking for a win after their poor form so far this season. And then however Leeds chucked them up, they did, as a goal was scored there by Patrick Bamford to get themselves level peg in the matchup, as mighty Leeds, the Whites, got themselves in level terms in the game. finally, Leeds United before half-time got themselves in the lead against Portsmouth as a goal again there from Patrick Bamford, his second goal of the game for Leeds United, and the Yorkshire side are now leading finally to the team from the south, Portsmouth. And now it's Leeds United now 2-1 up here from 2 goals from Patrick Bamford so far in the match. And then, however, Leeds United got themselves a 3rd goal in the matchup as Estinier equalises as the Colombian makes it 3-1 in the matchup, as Portsmouth unfortunately made a bit of a howler defending there, and Stiniela makes it 3-1 there to Leeds United, the Whites, and the team from Yorkshire and now extended their lead from 1-0 down to now 3-1. And then there was a corner came in from Harry Wilson. There was a header there, and it was actually a goal it was there from Trossard to make it 3-2 in the matchup. And maybe, just maybe, it could be a good game here between Portsmouth and Leeds. Well, it wasn't good for Dean Henderson, however. Came out of his goal very badly. It was tripped over by one of his players, and then Jack Harrison strikes it with no goalkeeper inside of it to put Leeds 4-2 up in the matchup. And there's no way back now, it isn't there, for Leeds United in the match, as Jack Harrison strikes it with no goalkeeper in the goal, as Dean Henderson made a huge howler there to come out of his goal, tripped over one of his players, and then Leeds got themselves now 4-2 in front. Leeds United were actually on the counter-attack as Killick lost the ball as Lamptey for Portsmouth cleared it away, hit one of his own players in the hand, the captain of Pompey Veltman, and the referee didn't like it at all and pointed to the spot for a penalty for Leeds. Rafinha placed a penalty into the middle of the goal and made it 5-2 to Leeds, as the Brazilian made it Leeds extend their lead to 5-2 in the matchup, and Dean Henderson was beaten unfortunately so, and Rafinha equalises to make it 5-2 to Leeds United. Bad to worse for Pompey, however, haven't won a matchup in the Premier League ever since that first game of the season when they won against Southampton, their arch rivals, by 4-3, just like 7 weeks ago now. And unfortunately now Portsmouth are not doing very, very well. But for Leeds, however, they've done extremely well, and they're doing well climbing up the table in the Premier League in trying to compete with those European places. At Ellen Road here today, it was Leeds 5, Portsmouth 2. It was actually a nice goal there from Celtic to make it 1-0 in the game, as it was actually put themselves in front in the 23rd minute of the game. And however, for Everton, in fact, their defending was very, very poor, and Celtic got themselves in front of the matchup by a goal from Ryan Christie. And Lewis Dunk cleared it away, but unfortunately it went back to Celtic again, as there was a goal there from Edouard to make it 2-0 to Celtic. And it went bad to worse for the Evertonians as Celtic extend their lead by 2-0, and Edouard equalises as a deflection from Lewis Dunk's knee went into his own net to put Celtic in front to make it 2-0 in the matchup to extend their lead. And however, there was a great goal there from Everton as Dwight McNeil crossed into the box, and it was actually Anthony Gordon who striked it to get themselves back in the matchup. They are still losing though by 2-1. Just before half time, the Toffees could have made it 2-2. There was a shot there from Dwight McNeil, but Joe Hart saved it, and it was kept to Celtic to be in the lead still, only by 2-1. Nice shot there from Dwight McNeil, but saved there from Joe Hart. And however, there was actually there from Decore, made it a goal for Everton, and scored to make it 2-2 in the matchup. And finally, they got back themselves in the game from losing 2-0 to make it 2-2. And Decore strikes it and beats Joe Hart, and now it's Celtic 2, Everton 2. And however, there was actually Edouard on the counter-attack there for Celtic, and almost scored to make it 3-2, but Jordan Pickford, that beautiful, phenomenal save from him to keep that one out, and it's still 2-2. And then Ross Barkley on their counter-attack for the Toffees here for Everton to make it 3-2, and they were losing by 2-0 and turned it around from 2-0 to 3-2, and there's a lot of fight and determination for Frankie Lampard's Everton, and now they've got themselves in front, I can't believe it, from losing 2-0 in the match. from 2-0 down to 3-2 in this relegation battle between the two sides. Fantastic. And the game ended here today. Very disappointing there for Celtic. They are dropping down the table. Only one place down to the relegation zone now, unfortunately. But for Everton, however, they climb out of the relegation zone after winning here by 3-2. A great win for them. A great goal from Ross Barkley to get themselves and gift them the 3 points. As the game ended here today, as it was Celtic 2, Everton 3. In the early phase of the matchup, Brentford scored as it was actually Jensen made it 1-0 to Brentford against Manchester City in the 3rd minute of the game. And it was poor defending right there for the Man City's defence as Brentford got themselves in the lead to make it 1-0. Three minutes later, in fact, Man City got themselves back in level terms as a goal there from Phil Foden to make it 1-1. As it was beating David Raya right there and one of the defenders for Brentford to put Man City in level terms. But Brentford weren't giving up without a fight though, as it was goal there from Dolberg to make it 2-1 to Brentford in the 17th minute of the matchup. And this game's been very interesting so far as Brentford are really fighting out with Man City here. But it wasn't for long though, as Raheem Sterling made it a pass there to Phil Foden again to put Man City now into 2-2 in the game. And now, in 24 minutes of the game, both teams have scored 4 goals each, as it's now 2-2. And however there, Benzema was on 1v1 there on the counter-attack in the 28th minute of the match against David Raya to put Man City finally in front of the game as a Frenchman scores and place it into that bottom left corner of the goal. And it was a great goal for him, as it was Man City, in fact, have made it 3-2 in the game. And however there, Brentford there from Brian Amubo had a shot, hit the post, and then a shot there from Dolberg, rebounded back to him, and then Brentford made it 3-3 in the game. And Brentford are really giving them a heck of a fight though against Man City, and it's now 3-3 before half time. And however there was Brentford again in before half time. It was actually a goal though from Janelt scored to put Brentford in front finally again in the matchup before half time, and it's now 4-3 in the game as Janelt scores and to put Brentford now 4-3 in the matchup here at the Brentford Community Stadium here in West London. Nice counter attack there from Karim Benzema and then cut through and scored before half time, and now it's 4-4. And I cannot believe, imagine, two teams score 8 goals each before half time. And they've actually done that. And really Brentford are giving a game there to Man City. But Man City are not even giving up themselves, as they're a tough team to beat though. But however, in the second half, Man City got themselves in front of the matchup as Jude Bellingham equalises his first goal in the game to make it 5-4 in the matchup. This match is so entertaining as it's going both ends between Brentford and Man City, because now it's 5-4, one of the highest margin goals results so far this season so far, and now Man City now 5-4 up. And however, in fact, Ederson had the ball and then threw it to Diaz, and then a mistake was made as he gave it there to Dolberg, and there was a save there from Ederson again, and then Ibulio equalises, and then Brentford got themselves 5-5 in the matchup. This match is probably one of the best matches in the Premier League history of matches, and now it's 5-5. So entertaining. Brentford trying to hold on this matchup to 5-5, but unfortunately heartbreak was happened as Phil Foden equalises in the last seconds of the match, in the 90-minute match, to try and break Brentford's hearts, as now Man City have made it 5-6 in the matchup. I cannot believe a scoreline like this ever happened. This is like a cricket score between the two, but what a match we've had here between the two sides. And you can see right there, heartbreak there for Brentford, as Man City and even Brentford themselves really give it a heck of a matchup. There was only 11 goals each in this matchup for both sets of teams, but unfortunately Brentford were the losers and Man City were the lucky winners in the match at the end of the game, as Pep Guardiola's side keep their momentum alive in the Premier League, and they still in 3rd position in the Premiership. And the game ends here today as Brentford 5, Manchester City 6, all thanks to the last minute goal from Phil Foden. It took 6 minutes for AFC Richmond to score in the game as Danny Roaz puts the ball past McGregor to put Richmond in the lead to make it 1-0 in the match. And it was actually Lundstrom had the ball there for Rangers and had a shot, but saved by one-handed there from the goalkeeper for Richmond to keep that one out. Nice chance there for Lundstrom, but saved by the Richmond keeper. Finally, Rangers got themselves in level terms as Morelos equalises to make it 1-1 in the matchup, and Rangers got themselves a goal in the game to make it 1-1. Sharp counter-attack there from Jamie Tart to assist there Danny Roaz to make it 2-1 to AFC Richmond just before half-time. A great goal for him as it was Jamie Tart who assisted it to Danny Roaz and then striked it into that top corner of the goal to put AFC Richmond in front before half-time. The AFC Richmond the second half, Jamie Tart there gave the ball to Roaz and sweated it, and Richmond extend their lead to 3 goals to 1 the visiting team. And Richmond there dominating their Rangers' defence. And a great goal from him. There was no one there. And Roaz equalises to put them 3 goals up to 1 in the game. Morelos won the ball off Lingard. He went 1v1 and lobbed the Richmond keeper. And maybe a comeback could happen to Rangers. But they're still behind by 3 goals to 2. Richmond made sure that Rangers don't come back into the game as Roaz scored to extend their lead to 4-2 in the match as he equalises and beats McGregor in the goal, and he equalises to put AFC Richmond 4 goals 2 up in the game, and also 4 goals as well to Danny Roaz today in this match as he deserves to win the match of the day. The game ended here today and Roaz scored 4 goals for AFC Richmond. All those goals Richmond scored were all from Danny Roaz, as he is the player of the game here today, as AFC Richmond got themselves 3 points and they climb up the table towards those European places. And Ted Lasso will be a very proud man after the matchup as Richmond win by 4 goals to 2 to Rangers. And the official results for Matchday 8 we have is Brentford 5, Manchester City 6, Celtic 2, Everton 3, Leeds 5, Portsmouth 2, Leicester 1, Southampton 0, Manchester United 1, Chelsea 2, Newcastle 2, Aston Villa 4, it's Rangers 2, AFC Richmond 4, Tottenham 2, West Ham United 2, and Watford 2, Liverpool 5, and Wolves 1, Arsenal 5. The league table as it stands for the Premier League, the end of match day 8. At the top of the table we have is Arsenal with 21 points. In second we have is Chelsea with 21 points. In third is Manchester City with 21 points. In fourth we have is Liverpool with 19 points. In fifth we have is Tottenham with 15 points. In sixth we have is Aston Villa with 15 points. In seventh we have is Leeds United with 14 points. In eighth we have is AFC Richmond with 13 points. In ninth we have is Newcastle with 12 points. And the end of the top half of the table with is Leicester with 10 points. In the bottom half of the table with is Wolves with 10 points. In 12th with is Manchester United with 9 points. In 13th with is Everton with 9 points. In 14th with is Watford with 8 points. In 15th with is Brentford with 7 points. In 16th with is Celtic with 7 points. And in 17th with is Rangers with 7 points. In the relegation zone we have is Southampton with 6 points. In 19th with is West Ham with 4 points. And last with is Portsmouth with 3 points. And next week's games we have is Liverpool versus Celtic, Aston Villa versus Tottenham. The goal highlights we have is AFC Richmond versus Leicester, Everton versus Manchester United, Man City versus Wolves, Arsenal will play Newcastle, West Ham versus Watford, Southampton versus Brentford, Portsmouth versus Rangers, and Celtic versus Leeds. And that's going to be a wrap here today of Premier League action and content here for Matchday 8 of the Premier League. We'll be back for next week for Matchday 9 from Gary Lineker. Goodbye for now, and we'll see you next week.